Well, it's Wednesday morning. It's Wednesday morning, and for me, it's crafty clusters time. Susan Hiles got me started doing these clusters, and I'm having such fun doing them. I thought I'd come on and do them. I don't know if I'll do that every Wednesday, but yeah, I want to do some clusters for my recipe journal that we're making here with Becky. And I have plenty of room for clusters in here. So I am going to do some hashtag crafty clusters, cooking. I was going to call them cooking up clusters. Let me get out to my channel here. I'm a little late. We had a big day yesterday, so I'm a little tired. So yesterday we did Fanny's page, but today I think we're going to do some clusters. And I was sorting through my magazines last night. Let me put my book down here. What do I have? Oh, I have my cluster bag down here. Okay. I was sorting through my magazines last night, and I ran across, well, I know that I have several magazines that have recipes in them. But let me share. I got some magazines yesterday. We were gone yesterday. But I ran across this farmhouse magazine that I got. This is a January 2021. Well, actually, it's a holiday 2020 issue. But it's all about farmhouse. It's all about the holiday farmhouse. And I'm going, oh, this is perfect for my Phibbsville story, because there's a lot of farm related, and they're going out to Grandma and Grandpa's farm for Christmas. It says, see, I'm dreaming of a farmhouse Christmas. But there's a lot of, here's some signs that says mercantile and general store. They've got these signs in here that I can make clusters out of. So I'm going to spend some time this morning, and then I've got some things to share that I just cut out of magazines that I can make clusters with. Here's a recipe, and look, it's all typed up for me, the right size of easy mince pies. Here's some salt and pepper shakers. I think will make a cute cluster. This says, every Thanksgiving, I still make treasured desserts from my grandmother's recipe box. Doesn't that just fit the story? I'm going, wow. This is from the Countrywoman magazine. I don't know what year it was. One of the Countrywoman magazines. Here's the recipe. I had to cut it out. Cranberry, orange, almond quick bread. That sounds good. This talks about the farm school, Grandpa's pumpkin side business. Taught me to add, subtract, and save. I thought I might use that with one of the kids. Here's one. This again is out of the country magazine, and I don't have an issue for it. Oh, it is. This is October 2019. But this is about a recipe box. Now, listen, this fits my story. This fits my story because it's a well-worn flea market find, reveals glimpses into the life of a Louisiana cook. Now, Flossie finds Fanny's her grandmother's recipe book at a flea market. But this is all about a lady who finds a recipe box, and she's sorting through it, and she's telling about all the things that she finds. Now, this one is not about recipes, but this one kind of goes with the caboodles that we've been doing for Rosemary, because it says, as kids, we all learned in school about the ancient trade routes used to move spices, tea, and other commodities around the world. The most well-known was the Silk Road, of course, but it was the maritime spice routes that brought explorers around the globe and even played a role in Columbus' discovery of America. And then this is talking about modern trade routes, and it's talking about trading seeds mostly. But it's very interesting. It got me to thinking about how we trade commodities in our world today. And of course, I'm not involved in that whole process, but it's very interesting. And I thought, how, on not just commodities, how just in our own little group, we have kind of little trade routes. Um, Sometimes we do swaps, sometimes we do projects, but we go from channel to channel. We have our own little trade route in our group. I know I have my own personal little trade route throughout the week. You'll hear me say, oh, this is Monday tonight, or today, Dee, well, let's say this is Wednesday. Dee Dee is on at 8:30 in the morning, and Becky comes on. I don't know if she's going to come on today or not, but usually Becky will come on Wednesdays at sometime during the day or in the evening, depending on her time. And Wednesday night, Rosemary comes on. So think about our little internet group, or maybe even your own personal trade route. And there's Jude. Jude, thank you so much. You're in bed listening. I don't answer in chat. I fell asleep. Have a blessed day. Oh, Jude, thank you so much. Jude, you just bless me. You just bless me so much. I just thank you so much for the super chat. Aw, and if you need to put that phone down or whatever you're listening on in bed, you just go back to sleep and get some rest. And thank you so much, Jude. Aw. So anyway, I'm going to be talking about, when I do, especially this Asian one, I'm going to be talking about trade routes and our own personal internet community trade routes. So I thought that was interesting. Here is an article, again, getting back to our recipe book and our Phibbsville story, about a man who remodeled his grandfather's farmhouse. And this is all about a remodeling project. Well, we're not remodeling the Fussy Buttons, Grandpa and Grandma Fussy Buttons farmhouse, but we're going there for Thanksgiving. And then, working down through here, look, I just find the neatest things in magazines. This was out of the Country Sampler cover on 2017. But this is talking about a book that they're promoting. But it says, come with us to a charming village where life moves at a gentler pace and the old mysteries are just waiting to be revealed. So that's kind of what's happening in Phibbsville. And of course, here's, I've been cutting out some things that I can use in the recipe book itself. Cut the sugar and the calories and keep the whole, oh, this is all about appetizers. I thought I might tuck some of these appetizers. Love, no waste Thanksgiving. So, yeah. What attracted me to this page was the knives and forks off of here. I thought those would make some nice clusters. The knives and forks, put them on a little piece. I cut this one out because I like the clothespins holding the photo, and I thought I might get inspired by that. Oh, here's a recipe that I'm going to talk about that one when we get to the cookie exchange one. Deliciously smooth gravy. Here's some cinnamon sticks. Here's a game that you can play at Christmas. I might put this in when I do the Christmas ones. But there, you can pop these out, and these are some things like holiday song game. Split up into 2 teams, take turns humming a few bars, and gather, laugh, repeat. But I thought I could adapt that to the one I'm doing now, and we could probably work up some Thanksgiving games. And here again, we're back at the Farmhouse magazine. So I'm going to be working these into the clusters into my book this morning. But I wanted to share with you some magazines that I got yesterday, and I got a happy mail from Becky. We're going to open that. Let me come out and say good morning to everybody. Hi, Arlene. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, Arlene. Arlene is an early bird. She's always here in the mornings for me. And Arlene, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. And there's Lori Loves Montana. Hi, Lori. Good morning, Lori. Lori's getting ready for work, so she'll just be listening in. Okay, Lori. Rhonda's here. Good morning, Rhonda. I appreciate you too. I just so appreciate my mods. You know, and it's early in the morning. It's early in the morning, and here they are. Good morning, Jacqueline. Lovely's Crafting Lodge. Good morning, Jacqueline. Welcome, welcome. She says, I'm feeling really autumn and winter Christmassy today. I'm even wearing a cowl turtleneck. I'm really feeling it. Yeah. I had to put on a sweater this morning. I might have to take it off in here, but my arms were cold this morning. I think we probably got some frost last night. Yeah, after going through these magazines, I'm kind of feeling Christmassy myself. Holiday. I'm kind of feeling the holidays this year, and just doing this recipe book has inspired me. Mitzi's here. Hi, Mitzi. Good morning, Mitzi. Good morning, morning. We were watching. Oh, it was Monday night already. I didn't watch any YouTube last night, I don't think. So Monday night, my days are all running together. That's what happens when I get busy. But we were in Lisa's Monday night, Lisa My Eclectic Life, in her, and she's doing a loom. And she's showing different weaving techniques. And she's got me started. Yesterday, when my brother had to go to get his booster shot, so I had him stop at Hobby Lobby, and I got some 18 by 24 canvas frames because they had canvas on sale yesterday, which I'm going, yay! And you get 2 in a package, and I'm going to cut the canvas off of one of them and make me a frame loom. I'm going to have to see if I can't. And then I stopped at Menards and got some little nails for it. But I'm going to have to see if I can't do that. So I'll be all ready. Maybe I can get my loom. Right now, she's working on a cardboard loom where she's weaving across a piece of cardboard, and she's showing different weaving techniques. So she got me started on another project. I kept saying, Lisa, I want to so bad, but I can't. Well, I'm going to because I want to do an art journal cover. And the reason I got such a large frame is because the art journal, I got an 18 by 24, which will just about fit this desk. But after I warp it and come down, I can come down and make it the size of a journal cover. I want to do a journal cover. And there's Jude's super chat. Oh, Jude, you just bless me so much. Lori, I've seen Lori's message to Mitzi. She says, your team is kicking rear. And that Mitzi's team is the Green Bay Packers. And I found that Green Bay Packer thing, and then, I don't know, it's over here someplace, Mitzi. Someday I'll get that Green Bay Aaron Rodgers finished and said, every time I see Mitzi, I think of my unfinished project for her. Aw. Lori says, sleep well, Jude. You are kind and giving. Yes, she is. They're saying good morning to each other out there. Rhonda, we started doing 4 gifts for the kids each. Something you want, something. Oh, something you want, something you need, something to wear, something to read. And we hand make the gifts for each other and the family. Oh, you know what? I'm going to write that down. That would be neat. You know, I'm going to write it on the back of this envelope. Let's get out of, and I'm going to put that in my journal. We're going to make use of Becky's envelope here. Jacqueline, I hope you don't mind if I steal your gift giving here. Something you want. Something you want. Something you need. I lost it. You guys are chatting on. Let's see. Something to wear. Something to read. This is cool. And then we make, then we hand make gifts. Oh, hand made. We might work this into our Fibsville story. Handmade gifts. There we go. Thank you, Jacqueline. I'm going to lovely crafting lodge. Thank you, Jacqueline, for that. Let me. Let's see. Let me find my way through chat here. Jude says, you're welcome, Lori and the mods. Lori says, yes, I follow the Packers, the Vikings, the Broncos, and the Seahawks. Oh, wow. I get lost after that, Lori. Arlene says she's mostly lurking today, but she'll look up from time to time. That's perfectly okay, Arlene. And if you need to go rest, you go rest. Rhonda's in here and Lori's in here, and they both have wrenches. So if somebody comes in, they can bop them one for you. Lori says the Giants have won 2. Yep, 2. They gave the Cowgirls a run for their money, though. The Bengals fan here, Jacqueline says, glutton for punishment. Lori says, I'm doing the Maddie card swap. First swap like this. Chose 2 people. Oh, I don't need another project. Oh, sounds fun. Becky was talking about, she told Mary, maybe next year we'll do this. Becky had cut some ATC size denim ATCs to do slow stitching on. And she said, wouldn't it be fun to do a swap with slow stitching on fabric? I'm going, yeah, yeah, yeah. And she says, well, Mary, maybe we better make that next year. So that would be fun. But you know what? If you're interested in something like that, you might start, if you're busy like me or get involved in all these things, you might start this year. Because if it's slow stitching, it might be next year before you get it done. There's Becky. Good morning, Becky. You jumped on the loom train. Yeah, Mitzi. Mitzi was showing, she showed a piece in, she posted it, I think in Lisa's group, where Mitzi had started doing a piece. Now, I think on my frame loom, I want to do it. I'm going to use this cotton thread, I think, for the warp thread, because I have a lot of it. I've got some more white that might be a little thicker, but I think I'm going to use this. And I think, yeah, I think this will work for me. And I can't decide whether I want to do thread for a journal cover or yarn or like crochet thread. Crochet thread would be, I'd have to have a tighter weave, but I like that idea of the crochet thread for a journal cover rather than yarn. But I don't know, if I do an 18 by 24 piece, I'm going to have a lot of thread, I think. So Becky's here. Let's see, I lost track again. Do, 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 do. Jacqueline says, Mary, cinnamon sticks would be really nice clusters, and like an external 3D cluster. I've got to get some cinnamon sticks. That's a perfect. Oh. Let me write this down. Did I bring my? Didn't I bring in my? Yes, I did. Let me write this down. Jacqueline, you're just full of ideas this morning. Wow, thank you. Oh, here, let me go down to the... There's Jacqueline's channel. Lovely's Crafting Lodge. Is that... I think that's your channel, isn't it, Jacqueline? Check it and see. I went out there and got the link. I get sidetracked here. Let me write this down here. Hold on. I don't want to... I can share that one. I don't want to share this right here. We're going to do this Friday night. This is a thought that I had when I was looking at all of these, that when was Grandfather Fussy Button's farm built? And what did they grow there? And who inherited it and all of that? And I've been thinking about the history of the Fussy Button farm in Phibbsville. So I'm going to kind of do some more, maybe a story or some more thought on that. But let me put cinnamon, I hope I'm spelling that, stick clusters. That would be really, and it would give a nice smell to this. And maybe I'll even take some coffee and do some coffee rings on one of these pages. But see, this has an expandable spine, so I can add quite a bit to this book. All right, I'm still reading down here. Oh, did a troll come in this morning? Oh, no, they were talking about Aunt Becky was whacking she says, I've got a wrench too, and I'm going to whack any troll that comes in this morning. She says, we're well covered this morning. Yes. Azure Muse is here. Hi, Azure. Good morning. Oh, my goodness. Yes, Becky was just saying, has anybody heard from Azure recently? Azure, good morning and welcome. Oh, it's so good to see you. Spectrum Art Creations, Maddie and Madison. Thank you, Lori, for dropping that link to Spectrum Art Creations, Maddie and Madison. That's one channel. I'm going to go see if I'm subscribed to that. Oh, that's, let me open it in my Firefox here. Dude, it takes a while for that to open. But I'm not, I'm going to have to do that afterwards because I'm on my tablet. I'm gushing with ideas, Jacqueline said. I've been like this for 3 days. Just an insatiable create mode. Well, we love it that you're in here, Jacqueline. You just keep sharing your ideas. I'll take them. I will, but I will credit you. I dropped a link to your channel. It looks like you have lots of fun videos for me to watch, Jacqueline, Lori says. Write them down so you don't forget them. Yeah, and they're saying good morning to Azure. Good morning, good morning. Well, okay, let's stop reading and let's open Becky's Happy Mail. I've got to open it very carefully this morning because I wrote on the back. I think Becky said she was using some of her scrapbook papers to make envelopes. So I'm just going to open this very carefully. I think right down here. Do me a little snip here, and then I'll get my scissors in it if I can. Becky said she was using up some of her older scrapbook paper to make envelopes, and I think that's what this is. But let's see what she did, Becky. I'm working on a little gnome girl for Becky. Oh, look, she sent me a pumpkin card. Oh, Becky. Look, she makes these pumpkins out of punches, oval punches. Oh, how cool. Thank you, Becky. She says, happy Halloween and happy crafting, Becky at Aunt Beck's Creations. Oh, I'm going to have to put that in my journal. And this is going to go in my, I think this is going to go in my cookbook because I have plenty of room. And on the other side is the address. But you know what's on here? Let me cut it off. They didn't cancel it. This will make a nice cluster for my, she did a Halloween stamp. Let me show it to you. They had some Halloween stamp. This is a spider in the window. A spider in the window stamp. I got to get caught up with myself here. I got to get on the red dot. So this will make a nice cluster. But this, we might have them when they gather for Thanksgiving. Maybe Thanksgiving is a Thursday morning, and I think I can do my early stream Thanksgiving morning, and we'll have a Grandpa Fussy Buttons Thanksgiving. We'll have Thanksgiving before we have Thanksgiving at my house. We'll have a Phibbsville Thanksgiving early in the morning. And they'll be talking about things that, they'll be talking about Christmas is coming. Well, I'm going to tear it here. There. I didn't want to show the other side because it has addresses on it. Okay. So, thank you so much for this card, Becky. I need to put things in my journal. But I wanted to work on clusters this morning. I'm getting there. So yesterday when I went shopping, I'll have to show you what I got, but I'll do that later. I got something to show you guys, but I can't, I don't want to show it now. But anyway, I went to the little quilt store. We happened to be downtown, and I said, wait for me, brother. I'm going to run into that little quilt store and see if they got the new Piecework magazine in. This is a needlework magazine. It comes out of Colorado, or it used to come out of Fort Collins. Yeah, Fort Collins, Colorado. And it's a kind of a history of needlework magazine. And I really like this. I enjoy reading about it. Now, this happens to be a knitted placemat, but it's all about closures. The closer issue, Moroccan buttons, eyelets, and the original zipper. And it's all about closures in here. There's all about crocheted buttons, and there's the original zipper. And I'm going to sketch this lady. I want to show you this. This lady is a photo of Elizabeth Laird Mathiasson. She appeared frequently in books and press releases, but she is well known. Her family, Mathiassons and the J.B. Coates and Spool Cotton Company. She's well known. I don't think she created the company, but she worked within the company. And I think her family created the J.B. Coates Company. Elizabeth Laird Mathiasson, Complete Book of Knitting, 1947, reflects the challenges faced in World War II and demonstrates the post-war return to domesticity and renewed prosperity. Mathiasson's chapter. Specialties of the house include knitting patterns intended for a bride, personalizing her post-war home. But she taught, the J.P. Coates Company encouraged art education. If you get in there, in 1933, the College of Domestic Science in Glasgow, which we're talking about Glasgow, Scotland, collaborated with the Glasgow School of Art to offer classes to train art and art needlework teachers. In whatever fashion, she learned the skills that changed the career. So the J.P. Coates Company, I know that they were that much into training their workers, and it talks about, it's a really interesting biography of this lady, and I thought what a fun sketch she would be. So, but this magazine, if you see it on the shelf, it is the winter 2021 issue. It's all about closures, buttons and zippers, and the obi tied up in beautiful knots. This is about the zipper. These are about Moroccan. No, this is about George Washington Carver's needlework. George Washington Carver did a cotton field doily, but it talks about some of the things that he taught. George Washington Carver is our American inventor. And a pair of Mathiasson mats. This is talk about knitting. I'll probably never make those, but it's interesting to read about. And she's a very interesting biography. And this is all about the Moroccan buttons and trims. And look at all the flower pots on the wall. It reminds me of my prompt deck that I need to get done. Bookmarks. This first article is all about the art of self-dress. And it was showing how they laced up a corset. So this is one. I don't subscribe to this. I think I will. It would probably be cheaper for me to subscribe to it rather than running in and buying it all the time. the embroidery, a travel diary. A travel diary, an embroidery travel diary. Embroidery in a moving train is a challenge, but it's calming. The entire travel diary in months on the left and dates in each box. So I think it's just a kind of a sampler piece here that she's doing, but she is making notes of her travels on cloth, which is interesting. And these are pin looms. This is interesting. Pin looms. Oh, I got some extra nails. Look, they nailed the looms in different shapes here. Oh, I'm going to have to talk about this with Lisa. How cool is that? And then they got different, be inspired. Turtle hexagon pin looms, the turtle looms. This is www.turtleloom.com, but they've already got them shapes. Ooh, this would be something quick and easy to do too. Once you got your little loom nailed together, make a, ooh, I'm going to have to talk to Lisa about that. And let's see, this is about a flood of buttons. So they're talking about closure button closures, but they're talking about, and I thought of crocheted buttons here, crocheted. I thought about Violet when I saw these crocheted buttons. And here they knit a shawl, a boudoir jacket, they're calling it. Oh, it's a crocheted one too. It's a boudoir jacket, and it's got a closure up here. It's crocheted. That probably would not be hard to do. It's got, that's interesting. It looks like it's two pieces going this way and this way. Or maybe they do the back. That's how they do it. Do they piece it together here? No, I think it's two pieces here. And they probably crochet them together. Oh, here it is. They're showing it here. The back is a triangular piece. It still looks like there's a seam down the back. That's interesting. But they give instructions in here how to make this boudoir jacket. That might be something I might tackle. I wonder how much yarn. I got some yellow yarn. Let's see. Brandenburg button boudoir jacket with frog closure. Resources. Put all thy wardrobe glories on, and yield in frogs and fringe to none but the great regent's self alone. An interpreted letter from Colonel Thomas to Skeffington, Esquire, published by Thomas More in 1895. See, this is all about the histories. Materials. DMC merino wool, 136 yards, 6 skeins. I think I've got enough of that yellow to crochet this. A crochet hook size E/4 or 3.5 millimeters, or size needed to obtain gauge. This might be fun to try and make a boudoir jacket. So this is a magazine that I enjoy, and this one I really have enjoyed. And then I subscribed to this. I think I got the link when I was in one of Beth Schuler's group, the Olive and Cocoa catalog. It has a lot of cool Christmas ideas. They're a little bit more expensive than I can afford, but they have some nice ideas in here and some nice cluster. And then my find of the day is, for the last couple months, usually they come out around August, September, these just cross-stitch ornament, special Christmas ornament issues, but I couldn't find it around here. And I'm going, oh, I'm going to have to buy it online. Well, we went grocery shopping yesterday, and of all places, there was one issue on the end cap of the grocery checkout line. And I grabbed it because I looked at Joann's, I looked at Hobby Lobby, I looked at Walmart's. You know, I only have I don't have a bookstore I can go to here. And I'm going, this was a blessing because I wanted it so bad. And so I found it and I grabbed it. My brother said, how much is it? And I said, it's $10. And he said, whoa. I said, I'll pay you for it. And I did. I gave him the $10 for my Just Cross Stitch magazine. And I was reading it on the way home. I couldn't wait till I got home. He was driving, so I got to look through my magazine. And about halfway home, he said, oh, look. And I looked up and there were turkeys in the ditch. So we're going to have to do, when we have our Phibbsville Thanksgiving, we're going to have them go out and shoot a turkey. I'm going to put that down there. Just like they used to in the olden days. We're going to have them Phibbsville Thanksgiving turkey hunt. But we saw wild turkeys crossing the road when we were coming home yesterday. I'm getting in the holiday mood. The turkeys are even here. I don't really care for a lot of poultry. I don't eat a lot of poultry. I probably should because I know it's good for you. I do eat it, like if we have it for Thanksgiving or something, but it's not my favorite thing. So I got home and I was looking through my magazines here for fussy cutting, and I found the 2019 issue. So I might work up a little when I stitch with my friends on Monday afternoons. I might work up because these are quick. Oh, but I have to show you this one pattern in here. It's just darling. I'll probably work it up. Let me find it. Now that I want to show it to you, probably can't flip to it. It should be where all the, it's a little elf. Yeah. This is put out by the Just Cross Stitch. Oh, come on. No, they got recipes in the back of this too. When they send in, the designers will contribute a ornament and a recipe. So there are Christmas recipes in here. Chocolate pinwheels, lemon bars, pumpkin loaf. Yummy. Well, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, maybe it's in the North Pole one. Oh, Jolly Old Saint Nick. No, they put them by designer name. Let's see if I can find it quick, because I wanted to share it with you guys. And Becky, if you're listening, this ornament just reminded me of you, because I see Hallie, Tippy, and Callie, and Cole and Sally on this fireplace here. Is a little elf in here? No. Oh, I gotta show it to you because it's so cute. There are a lot of designs in here. Let me just flip through this really fast because it's one I want to do. Just because I want to show it to you, I can't. Here it is. It's on page 7. Here. It's the Jolly Elf. It has a little elf dress here and the little feet sticking out. There's no head on it, but it's so cute. It's so cute. I might work that one up. I think these patterning on the dress are just skipped stitches, so it's all worked in one color. And it's worked, looks like it's worked on orange fabric. I don't have any orange, but that's okay. I can work it on linen. And then they have the little checkerboard frame around it. I don't think that'll be hard to work up, because it looks a lot more complicated than it is, because you just skip some stitches in there to make that pattern. That's on page 64 of the Christmas ornament issue, just cross stitch. And then I found my 2019 when I was going through my magazines. Now, I didn't bring all my holiday magazines in because, well, we'd be here all morning. But I want to make some clusters this morning. That's what this video is all about. Let me catch up with chat. Mark it with a Post-it. Mark it with a Post-it. I don't have a Post-it, but I have this note to self. What page did I say that was? Where did I put those magazines? Over here. Hold it. I put my magazines behind me. What did I say? It was on page 64, I think. $52. 60. Uh-oh, it's not on page 64. What page did I say that was on? I don't think we went that far. Here's another kitty. What page did I say it was on? Love at Christmas. Primitive acorns. Oh, that's the 2019. Hold it. Page 64. 54. 64. Let me note to self. No, where's my note to self now? Oh, we'll mark it with this. There. There's my note to self. Let's put that in here. Note to self. And take this one back out. There we go. Note to self. Thank you, Becky. All right. And this is going to go in my recipe book. Mark it with a Post-it. Mitzi Mitzi. Is that these? Let me see what that is. Lori dropped a link. Oh. It's not finding it on my tablet. It wants me to log in. All right. I have to, I'm not all set up. Page 64. Great memory, Arlene. Arlene says, random turkey memory. Every year, Daddy would go to shooting contests. The turkey shoot. The winner won a big turkey, and that's how we got our holiday turkey. He was a really good shot. Aww, what a cool memory. Maybe we'll do a list for on Friday night. Maybe, I don't know if we'll do it this Friday night because I already got a list planned. But before Thanksgiving, let me write it down. Hold on, got to get my journal. Let's do a list for Thanksgiving memory list. Whoops. Hold the phone. Let me write it down here. A list of Thanksgiving memories. Maybe we'll do that before Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. I'll have to think about my Thanksgivings. I'm not sure I have any special things like that, but I could, you know, we did have Thanksgiving at our house. Okay. Maybe we'll do that before Thanksgiving. Let me I got my cluster bag down here, so it's getting in the way of my. All righty. So let's make some clusters. Jacqueline says, I have a whole mess of sewing patterns if anybody wants to work with them as journal covers. Words of advice. Words to the wise, advice. That's cool, Jacqueline. Why don't you post that in Fibsville? If you're a member of Fibsville Friends Facebook group, Jacqueline says, I have a whole mess of old sewing patterns. Anyone want to work with them as possible journal covers? Words from the wise, question mark, advice. Post that in. You might get some takers. I have a box of sewing patterns, so I don't have a need for more. But somebody out there might take you up on that. I can get sewing patterns pretty cheap around here, but some places they're going for some money out there. $1 a piece on some of those. Let's see. Becky says, you're welcome. Lori says, Mary, they are the nicest Spectrum Art family, Spectrum Art. They have bingo night on Sundays. Yeah, but Sundays is when I go live, so I can't do that. Trivia on Tuesdays. Saturdays they have sales. So much fun. The whole family participates. Really? So that's Maddie and Madison that you're talking about? Becky says, we have some scrap wood in the front of the garage that she's going to get Scott to build her a weaving frame. Oh, cool, Becky. That's cool. I had to go to Hobby Lobby and buy mine. But thankfully, their canvases were on sale this week. All right, I think I'm back to where Becky came in. Old sewing patterns. What size? Becky says, I sew. Some vintage patterns can sell for hundreds of dollars or $25. Yeah, some of those vintage patterns can bring you in some money, Jacqueline. You might want to check that out before you give them away. The vintage ones. Becky would know more about that. Becky is our seamstress. Okay, well, I've been on for almost an hour and I haven't touched a cluster. Let's start out, though, with that recipe, because that'll be easy. That recipe that I want to put in here. Might be harder to find it than... Now, let's go this... Oh, it's right here. We're going to put this easy mince pie recipes, bake an old-fashioned favorite. Find traditional holiday recipes that reflects your heritage or one that represents a place you lived or would love to visit, and then gather family members in the kitchen for an afternoon. Danielle Driscoll at the Finding Silver Pennies blog, Englishman, and spent a few years crossing the pond, so she enjoys carrying on the British tradition of making mince pies for the holidays, which they like to eat with brandy butter. Here's the brandy butter down here. So I'm going to put this in my Fibsville cookbook on one of those extra tabs, I think. This is not a cluster. This is a... I didn't cut that very well. This is a recipe I found when looking through the magazine. And I just looked through a few of the magazines that I have out there by my couch. I was sorting them out. They tend to stack up by my recliner. Now, I think I'll just clip to there and clip this one. Kind of snip that off. And this was the brandy butter. We don't drink in this house well, just because we never got started. My brother used to drink, but he gave it up, and I don't want, every now and then he'll have a beer, but I don't want to get him started on liquor again. That was in his wild oat days. But I'll bet you could substitute something in there besides brandy. 4 tablespoons of butter softened, 4 tablespoons of sugar, 1.5 teaspoons of brandy. You could probably substitute another flavor like maple or almond or something like that for your, well, this is on mince pie, so you'd have to, all right, I wanted to do clusters. I might put that with, I'm going to save that text. All right. Let's see what else I have here. Oh, I have these salt and pepper shakers I thought would make fun clusters. I'm just going to snip them out here for right now. These are my cookbook clusters, or my recipe book clusters. And these are going to have to go on 2 separate clusters. Now I've got my trash sack over here. My trash sack is getting full. Wednesdays are trash days at my house. We got home fairly late last night and had to empty the trash. I did it because I knew my brother was not looking forward to doing it. He said, oh, we have to go home and get the trash ready. And I thought, well, I'll do it. He carried the groceries in, so. All right, let's go on. The pies with an S. Oh, this is all about, I'm going to save this out. This is about Grandma's Thanksgiving. And this is all about the one at the farmhouse. The punk raisin. I want to save these for Phibbsville stories. And why did I keep that? Oh, this goes with the Silk Road modern trade route. Those are more stories. Those aren't cluster fodder. Let me put those up there. Oh, look, I got these vintage trays hanging on the wall. Those vintage trays. I thought those would make nice clusters. So we'll save that out. In the heart of Texas. This is about that farmhouse. This flips over this way. This is another article. This is the guy who restored his grandfather's farmhouse. I saved it for the story. And this is about Phibbsville. I just wanted this. Come with us to a village where life moves at a gentler pace. This is about a story in the book in the Country Sampler. I think publishes this book. This is just a fussy cut that I want to save. And do I want anything off of here? I got those. These bowls might make a fun cluster. Let me just cut these off. There. And on this one we have tomatoes and a coffee cup, but I think I'm going to save off the tomatoes. And I was thinking about our story last night. I think I'm going to have to alter it because I was saying that Faith was Flossie's mother, but actually I think it's Finley's mother. I think I'm going to have to alter my story. Now, I saved this article of easy appetizers because what I want are the silverware off of here. So I might be destroying some of the pictures in here, but I'm going to go for these first. And then I'll come back and rescue any Thanksgiving that I can. Because, see, I think these silverware pieces will make nice clusters. Yeah, I'm going to destroy the food here. But that's the way it goes. The recipes are still good on this. Smoked salmon, herb pomegranate salad. This one I could save. I want the Thanksgiving title up here. And the silverware is what I'm going for. And we'll make some clusters. Now don't forget, Dee Dee comes on at 8:30 Eastern. I think these silverware would make nice clusters in my cookbook. And I'll come back and maybe rescue some of the food. I want to save that. And there's nothing on the back of this. Making me hungry looking at these recipes. That is stuffing. That looks like, this is the recipe that she grew up with. Is it here? Old-fashioned giblet dressing. Might cut that recipe out. And let's cut the whole picture out here. And go for the I don't think there's anything on here that I want. And we want the silverware. And I'll come back to the dressing. It's talking about the dressing there. This I saved for inspiration with the clothespins on a little lighted twine. Life's rich when you're all together. Ritz crackers. And this is a recipe I'm saving for later. Now, let's see, is there anything in here? We'll put those, we'll come back to those. Now in here, in the farmhouse, I'll be coming back to this when we get to the recipe journal in December. In here, what I want to say, get out of here, is that those pages about the signs, because I thought these would make nice clusters. So we're going to tear this, and I think I've got enough cluster fodder. This is all about farmhouse, so the art of the farmhouse. Look, there's a farmhouse diagram there. But now, Grandma and Grandpa Fussy Button's farmhouse is going to have to be fairly large. They're going to have at least 6 bedrooms, which is quite a few bedrooms for an old farmhouse. heartfelt traditions. Ooh, on Christmas Eve, British children often leave Father Christmas mince pies and a glass of brandy in lieu of cookies and milk. Talking about Christmas traditions. So this gets more into Christmas. Oh, look, I saved the vanilla, cinnamon sticks, and silverware here. And that's for Christmas. The rest of this I'm going to save. I think I've got enough now to actually be doing some clusters. So, I have my scissors out. I have my tiny attacher. Yay, thank you, Laura, for the tiny attacher. It's in here somewhere. I've got my eyelet thing. Where's my tiny attacher? It's in here. Oh, I have to put more staples in it, I think. Yeah, I think I needed to put more staples in it. I was using them up. And of course, this little box came open. I'm going to have to tape it closed because the staples are falling out of it. And of course, it's going to give me fuss with me here. I must have another one in there. No, I have another. Yeah. There must be another one in there. Here it is. Let's tape this box closed because it comes open in there. Come on, get out of there. Goes like that. Oops, it's going to have to be closed on both ends. Well, Penelope, you're going to hold on to those for me. Hold it. How does this go in here? Closes that way and that way. Let's take this closed. Otherwise, my staples are going to be falling out. Now I'm getting warm. I'm going to have to take this sweater off. It gets warm in here because I'm right above the furnace. And our furnace check-it man is coming today. We don't need this mini one. We're going to do the mini attacher. And I need staples. And it's stapled shut. Yeah. I should put a staple. I've got an extra staple remover. I don't know if I put it in here. Yeah, I did. We'll put this in my bag. I gotta clean that top drawer out again. I'm gonna take this sweater off because I'm getting warm. It's warmer in here than it is out in the living room. Oh, there. I'm going to get around to making clusters. I just had to share my magazines with you. Alrighty. I think I only need one off. Well, let's just take the whole thing off. Ouch. Throw that away. I don't know what happened to the other one. We want the tiny cluster, the tiny. Just, oh yeah, there are 2 of them there. And I don't think those will come open. Let's put that in there. We're going to give one of these to Penelope. And she'll hold on to one of these for me. Put it down at the bottom where it won't get broken. And I'm going to make the base of clusters out of this and out of this. Let's just cut this one here, and I'll throw that away. We're going for this middle piece in here. Azure, are you still out there? We sure have been thinking about you recently. It's funny how you think about people and they show up. We'll have to start thinking about people that haven't. I was thinking about Petals and Dreams. She used to come in here, but then she got busy with her family. And she's probably still busy with her family, getting her family off to work and to school in the mornings. But gosh, she sent me these Daniel Smith watercolors. She sent me a card. She sent me, I'm still using sponges that she sent me. And I was thinking about her the other day when I was cleaning off that cart. Now I can't see those, but they're here. And we're going to put those there for my clusters, and these I can throw away. All right. So, and I have, you guys, it's funny how my cluster bags grow. They have grown into, when I'm cleaning out, of course I dumped them all out. When I'm cleaning out at my recliner around things, cluster fodder. Here's some Halloween candy. These are ones I made. These are going to go into my, I have a box now of clusters. These are done. These are ones I made around. I'm going to have to put those staples in here. Oh, I'm getting sidetracked. Let's put the staples in here. It's kind of hard to get these staples in. Where did they go? This thing wants to spring back on me. There we go. Well, no. They don't fit. Of course they fit. No, they don't. Ah, I broke them. They're not fitting on here. They're the Tim Holtz ones. Huh. They certainly don't fit in here. $1,550 tiny staples for Tim Holtz. This is a tiny attacher. They do not fit. They don't fit. I didn't know that there were different sizes of tiny attacher staples. I'm disappointed. I am disappointed. I cut up my packaging. A group of miniature staples used in the tiny attacher to affix 2 or more elements together. They don't fit my tiny attacher. Well, I'm not going to let that slow me down this morning. I'll fool with that later. They don't fit. That disappoints me. I got this other little mini stapler. I'll use it this morning. The one that this one. I'll have to find out what's up with that. These are the refills. I'm afraid to open them. See if they're the same size. Let's see if these fit. I don't think these fit my tiny attacher. They certainly don't. They go on one side and they're not long enough to fit the other side. I'll have to find out what's up with that. Let's put these back. They don't fit it. I'm disappointed in that. What's going on here? Oh, come on. Now the box is all crazy. Well, not my morning. Not my morning. To figure out how these go in. They must go in lengthwise. They go in two at a time here, like that. Not like that. Ah, I'll do this later too. Frustrated. Buy tiny attacher staples and they don't fit the stapler. They should fit. They don't fit. They do not fit. I've tried it 3 or 4 times. I'm putting them in here and they are too small. They're too small. They don't fit. They don't fit. They fall inside there. Where'd they go? They fall down in there. Here, they're right in here. Jeez. They're right there. They don't fit the stapler. They sure don't. They're not wide enough. I'm going to see if anybody else has had that problem. I'm going to return them and say, these staplers don't fit my tiny attacher. Maybe put a photo out there on the site on Amazon showing it, saying, I thought I was buying for the tiny attacher. Hi, Carol. Take a drink of coffee and go back to it. It's a trick to it. There's a trick to it, I bet. Yeah, I'll have to research. Pink-eyed bird is a girl on YouTube. Interesting. Good morning, Jill. Jill says, we're having problems where I live. One of our new cooks just walked off and sabotaged us. Oh, no. Right at Thanksgiving. Becky's going to go live at 10 a.m. today. So Becky will go live at 10 a.m. Eastern today. Okay, Becky. Keep announcing that, Becky, and I'll try to remember to announce it when I sign off. Today she's going to be working on her diorama for the next time for Art Hop. Oh, well, Becky, you got me. We'll come back to clusters. I'm going to show you what I got for my diorama. No, I think I'll save that. I'll save it for, well, I need to create the playlist. So let's go back to the clusters here. Azure says, I would keep vintage patterns. Yep, they have some value. Or sell them if you're just making journals. Use the new ones for the effects. She's talking to Jacqueline. Arlene dropped a link to the Pink Odd Bird. Mary, see if there's a tiny attacher video. Did they come in a small box? Yes, they did. They came in a box. And of course, you know, I ordered them off of Amazon. Let me put this back in here. I can't get them back in right. I can't get them back in right. They're hard to get back in. They came in a small box like this. And here's the tag. Tiny attacher refills. 1,550 tiny staples. That's all there is. www.timholtz.com. They come in a small box like this. It was packaged up like that. And they had a little piece up there. I cut up the plastic for my clusters. But they don't fit my tiny attacher. They're too small for my tiny attacher. They're not wide enough. And I'll attach a photo. It doesn't fit. It won't fit. You know, like there's a bar here and a bar here, and you can get it. Oh, maybe to go inside. Wait, let me try that again. Maybe I'm trying to put them on the outside. Where's my tiny attacher? Well, what did I do with the tiny attacher now? Ah! Maybe I'm trying to put them on the outside, and maybe they go on the inside. I think my tiny attacher fell out of mine. Oh, I'll have to play with it later. I put my bag over here. And now I can't find the tiny attacher. I think it slipped down the... Wait a minute. I'm getting frustrated. Let me move my chair. Here it is. No, that's not it. Now I have to move my chair. Good grief. Hold it. Mary's getting frustrated. Some of my stuff fell out of my cluster bag there. I don't know what happened to my tiny attacher. I had it here. There's a Post-it note. My cluster bag fell open. Here. I sure don't see it now. I'm frustrated. I'll bet you I was trying to make them fit on the outside. Well, what I did with it, here it is. Let's try this again. See if they'll fit on the inside rather than the outside. Maybe it was just Mary. Let's try this again. Maybe I'm all off this morning. Tiny attacher's new to me, so let's see if they fit on the inside of these bars. Ouch, I don't think they do though. See, I can't get them on the inside or the outside. They don't fit. I'm going to do it close up here, show you guys. Let's hold it up to the wrong end. What do you mean wrong end? You put them down? It's not the... Are you saying they go over here? No. Wrong end. Are you... They don't go in here. They go over here. Stapler's weird. They go right in there. They go right in there because this is where it staples, right here. Let's close it up. I have to say this thing is weird. It closes like this. All right, when you open it, you press this down, you move this handle this way. This is the staple side right here. Right? Right. But the staples have to point downward. They do. I have them pointing downward. All right, so you open it up like this, and you open it like this. And this is the part that wants to flop back on me. So I turn it this way so that I can hold this open right here. Here are my tiny staple. Ouch. Here are my tiny staples. This is the staple side right here. This is where the head right there. And I'm trying to put these right in here. They don't fit. They break off as I'm trying to do it. They don't fit. They don't go in the TCP. What's the TCP? But Mary, where do they come out? I have no idea. Oh, you're saying that they go in here. They fit in there. That's not how I load a staple. Yes, 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 Becky says. Mary, you're getting it. All right. All right. I'm good with it now. But where's my other little stapler that I brought out here? This stapler, when you load this stapler, you just put them right in the nose there. And that's how I was trying to do the tiny attacher one. On this one, you do it differently. On this one, well, you do it in there. What was I trying to do? Where was I trying to put those? I was putting them, I was trying to put them over where? I'm confused. We got them in there. That's all I care about. I love the tiny attacher, but I guess I need how to load the stapler. Oh! All right, Mary's got it. I'll have to write and take a picture and write a note and crab when I don't know how to load it. I think this one loads a little bit differently than the regular staplers, though. All right, let me move on to my clusters where I'm more comfortable. Thank you, Becky, and whoever helped me. Lori says she needs coffee now. I do too. I didn't make coffee. I got on late this morning. I covered up the addresses. This is a card from Frank SZLASA. He was Taz. He's passed away now. But this is a happy mail that he sent me. I'm going to save that out for my journal. I was sorting through things last night. I have some extra bags here. This came from Angie. It's a flower letter. I got it. I might put that in my cluster book, my cluster cookbook. Let's save these little pieces out here. Here's some Post-it notes. All right. I found my gargoyle pattern. This is what fell on the floor. I'm picking this stuff up. I had sprayed the back of a napkin and wrote on it with my fine liner to make words. And I'm looking for cluster bases here. Cluster base. Let's get this stuff off. My sack fell open when I was looking for that tiny attacher. There's a paper clip. Here's some flowers. Somebody said when we were talking about Fanny, they said put flowers on her because Fanny stands for floral, or so I think I'm going to put these roses on Fanny's page. Maybe right up in here. Maybe right there. Take a breath, Mary. That threw me off this morning. Frustrated me. I'm looking for my tape. What's this? Oh, those are signs I want to cut. Hold on. One thing at a time, Mary. One thing at a time. We want to tape this down in here. I could just glue it. I have to take a deep breath. That really threw me off. There. Got a rose there. I like Fanny's page. I was thinking about maybe coloring her dress a little. Maybe with some red. Or maybe a purple color. We'll come back to that. I think that'll be okay. All right. We're thinking clusters here. Let's cut these signs out. Signs of the past. And I'm not live with my own. Becky says, you got it. And eventually you will remember the next time. Hopefully I will remember the next time. I'll remember when I make big mistakes like that, I tend to remember. Now I'm going to have to choose here, but I think I like these 5-cent coffee and 10 cents a block. There is something timeless and classic about an old sign. They tell a story about time when things were simpler and slower. So I'm going to go for these, and that will probably, let's cut these out first here. It'll mess up what's on the back, but you got to pick and choose on some of this stuff when you fussy cut. Oh, I can do the fresh cut flowers. It'll mess up the antiques and collectibles, but I think I like the fresh cut flowers one better. And I think I can save this. Let's settle down and do some clusters, and I'll get my groove back. I tend to get frustrated when something like that happens, and then I just want to go have a cup of coffee. All right. Hi, Angie. Brenda said she would be confused too. Thank you, Brenda. That makes me feel much better. I'm going to save this, which means that I'll probably cut my sign on the back, but I want this about old signs. And I could probably save that antique. Well, I could save this confectionery. I guess I can save this after all. And I'm going to save this because it's got a clock on it. Actually, I can save it this way. There. All right, this will be saved. That'll be tossed. All right, we got another one here. Fresh produce, mercantile. Let's go for the mercantile sign. And that means I could save the supermarket one. Sometimes you get lucky. So there's the supermarket one, and here's the mercantile one. And I'll save the article. No, I won't, because I've got this on the back. Fresh produce. We're going for the fresh produce. And I'll save this. All right, so that'll go up with my articles. This is all cluster fodder here, and I was cutting these trays out. We want to make some clusters for our cookbook, for our recipe book. There, we'll just cut it like that for now. Okay. That got me frustrated, I have to say. Paper clip. That's about stuffing. I'll come back to that. That's I want to save the silverware. I'm going to start with the silverware ones because I like those. Cinnamon sticks. Looks like I whacked that one off getting the recipe. The old-fashioned dressing recipe. Silverware. Tomatoes. Thanksgiving. Okay, we got several. I got a stamp one. I was going to show you. I made some the other day. Where am I going to put these here for now? Here's what I was going to show you. Hold the phone. I'm getting them out. I made some Halloween ones. More clusters here. Okay. And here's my, where's the other part of it? I guess I'll find it. All right. These are the Halloween clusters that I made. This came off of one of the Tootsie Rolls that I put at packages that I put in the candy. And this was a candy box one. These are some I made just picking up stuff around when I was cleaning. The Path to Good, and All That Glitters. This one is just Bright Eyes. It's a lady there. This is Take a Hike. Oh, these were little poodle dog sketches that I did when I did my Santos doll, my 1950s Santos doll. And these are getting back to so let me put these back over here, maybe in the bag, the bag that I had them in. There's a Crayola one in there. I did a Crayola cluster. I'll put these all with the rest of them. I took them out of that envelope I was keeping them in and put them in a box because they're piling up on me. All right, I'm going to move my recipe journal. And I got to get situated here to do clusters. Hold on. I'm going to find some backing here for them. See if I can find some colored backing. Here's a chocolate. We can use the chocolate box here. I think Arlene sent that to me. I'm not totally sure. Here's some blue bubble gum inside of the bubble gum. The blue one. White ones. Save those two blue ones. Here's an orange one. And another orange one. I'm looking for fall colors in here for the bats. There's a sunflower napkin. Don't know if I'm going to use that or not. That's more summer. Trident. Here's a silver. Here's a red piece. I guess here's a green one. Come on, come out of there. Green one. That's probably about enough. I want them for the backing. We'll come back to it. All right, I think I got enough for the backs. Let's do the silverware. Let's see. Let's set this aside. I want some lace. We'll do the silverware ones first. There's blue lace. Here's some lace on here. There's some brown ribbon. I think these came to me in an auction, I think. I'm not totally sure that's enough. Oh, we got some red. Here, let's pull this one out. And wait, there's buttons in here. I must have got this. This must have been an auction bag or a... I don't remember these. We'll save those out. I'm not sure where I got that bag of stuff. After a while, you don't remember anything. All right, so now I can get started. So what I want is a red and a green, I think, for my silverware clusters. So we're going to do those at the base. And here's the silverware. 2, 3, 4, 5. That's trash. This is our handmade to order suits cannot fail. I'm going to save this for Finley's page because Finley, there's a story in here about Finley. He's a tailor, or was a tailor. He's a retired tailor in Phibbsville. Here's another. And there's a story about how he went from growing up on a farm to becoming a tailor. I don't know what the story is, but there's a story in there. And this could be a couple in Phibbsville. All right. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 silverwares. And we've got some brown ribbon and some white. This could be folded inside, but I don't know if I could do the brown inside of it. We've got some white lacy here stuff. Oh, and there's some orange rickrack that might go for Thanksgiving too. This is all, I must have got this at an auction, or I could have got it at the thrift store. I think it'd tend to be more of an auction piece. Here, we'll save that out. That's kind of big. And this is kind of large, so we'll save this. And I don't think I'll do you thread ribbon through this. Could thread some of that rickrack through it, though. It's kind of large. All right. And then there's other stuff in here. I must have got this at one of the sales. There's a thimble and buttons. Looks like some dress forms, some button cards. All right. Heineken. What quote did Brenda said? Brenda said that's a good quote. Arlene said, I just put a quote I like in mine. Keep the golden mean between saying too much and too little. Jill says, I have a journal full of what's called low vision paper that has really big margins that I keep all sorts of things in. Jill says she loves quotes from Rum. He was so wise. Are you Rumi? Am I? Lizzie. Oh, there's Lizzie Brewer. Hi, Lizzie. She says, I love putting quotes that I want to remember in my junk journals. Brenda says, I like that quote, Becky. Becky said, you are not a drop in the ocean. You're an entire ocean in a drop. Oh, that's cool. Any food is good food. Mary, I don't know how long I will stay, Angie says. I had a bad night. Okay, Angie. You stay as long as you want. Come back whenever you want. Lizzie says, good morning, Lizzie. Rhonda had to leave. She says, have a blessed day. Somebody say blessings over my tiny attacher. All right, we're going to do I want to do some of these silverware ones. And that only has 2 forks. Oh, I see the forks and spoons and knives and spoons and 2 forks. We're going to do the fork ones first, I guess. They have them, placed out depending on what you're going to eat at the time. Let's start with this fork one. And let me cut it down a little. Actually, finding this stuff and getting it organized is harder than actually putting the clusters together. All right, so let's see. Let's do some of that bit of lace here. Just a bit. And let's do a bit of the brown ribbon. And we might need a little bit of, well, we might need a little bit of that orange just to make it pop. No, we need something to make it pop here. Maybe a scrap of this blue. Now, let's see. Figure out which way I want to put this. Do I want it a big long one or a little short one with some of the red showing? I think I like the big long one, but not that big and long. No, I do think I like it like that. So let's tear right here. And we don't want to cover that whole thing up. That's the reason we're using it. So let's make this a little skinnier. These are just bubble gum, the inside of my Trident bubble gum. I need the blue for an accent. And we want to keep red on there. Let's tear this a little more. Yeah, I'm liking that. All right, I'm liking this. And I have a bit of lace and a bit of this brown ribbon. Or we could tie it. We could wrap it. I like the idea of doing a wrap around there. Let's staple this. I'm going to use the tiny attacher now that we know how it works, Mary. And I'm going to put a bit of lace on here. Face it the other way. That's too much. I think I'll just put a little. Let's snip this off. Let's staple it here because that wasn't stapled down. What I do like about this tiny attacher is it does have a long reach. It has a pretty long reach that this other smaller stapler does not have. That other smaller stapler only goes in about an inch. This can go clear in. All right, so there's that. Now I was thinking I would tie a string around this. And I guess we'll tie it first. No, we got to cut it first. Maybe a little bit longer. Because I'm going to make a little bow. And make it up further here. And let's put a staple in there. And tie a bow. Once I get to crafting, I'm okay again. There. Now let's pull this a little this away, and this away. There we go. There we go. That's going to be a cluster. And we could take, don't know if I have orange out. Let's take a little ink. What do I have here? I have my pink and vintage and blue and vintage. I guess I'll do the, well, the blue might look nice on there. Should have done that first. There, just, okay, I like that. Now I'm sailing. Now I'm good. All right, let's go to another one. And we've got a torn blue piece here. And we've got a torn red piece. And let's just tear it again here. This metallic paper like this comes in my earphone bud case. All right, so I'm losing all my silverware. I guess we'll go for these skinnier forks here. And we could put the red on top and let the blue in the bottom. That gum, they put little strips of glue strips down there to keep the gum and package, the foil packages in the little box. Let's see how it looks to put the red on top on this one. Yeah. And where's that little snip of lace I snipped off? It disappeared on me. Here. I'll put a little snip of lace down at the bottom, maybe. Let's staple this. And I'll staple this on here. Could go up at the top. Yeah, I think I'll put it up there. I love my tiny attacher, especially now I know how to refill it. Oh dear Mary. I have to make a fool out of myself online before I learn things, I guess. All right, we're going to put a tie on this. Has to be fairly long. I don't know if I have enough to do all of these, but we'll see. And I'm gonna pull it down here a little bit more. Maybe about like that. And staple that on. And tie it in a bow. Oops, that one didn't get stapled down. Shall I zoom in just a little now? Let me zoom in just a little bit more. I think you guys can see better. There. Susan, you missed me trying to load the mini attacher. They got a kick out of watching me get frustrated. Well, I think I need another staple in here. I keep missing it. I couldn't, I was loading it from the wrong end. Well, this is not working for me. Let's go for the fourth one. It's maybe I'll just tie it. They love it when Mary gets messed up, doesn't know how to do things. I was saying the staples don't fit my mini attacher. I was loading them in the wrong side, but it looked like it was the right side to me. It just looked different to me. Aunt Beck is shaking her head like, good thing I come in here in the mornings to teach Mary how to load a stapler. Teach Mary how to make a bow. Come on, Mary. I'm a little frustrated this morning. That threw me off my groove. Get in there. It's too short. I'm gonna let it hang. All right, let's do a couple green ones here. And these are a little bit wider. And I think I'll leave it just like so. And no, maybe I'll make it like that. Just trim this a little. Susan Hiles, you got me started on these clusters and I can't quit. I can't quit making clusters. I'm making these for the recipe book that I'm doing with Becky for Phibbsville the Fussy Buttons Phibbsville Thanksgiving. I got a entire little story that goes with it that I've been telling about Flossie Fussy Button finds her grandmother Fanny Fussy Button's recipe book. And here's the recipe book right here. And it's not done yet. It needs a closer on the spine. But we did Fanny's page here, and then inside of each, this is an envelope journal, and inside of each one, we've got a recipe, and the little belly band came in here. That's cool. And then got the recipe. This is Becky's recipe for pineapple cheese balls. And this is one I found on fettuccine noodles. And this is one of Fanny's, what she's thankful for. She's thankful that World War II, this recipe book was created in November of 1949. This is a Phibbsville story. And Fanny is the grandmother. She's passed away now. Flossie is the granddaughter, and she finds her grandmother's recipe book at a flea market. And actually, when I was going, I showed earlier when I was going through, I'm zoomed in. When I was going through the magazines last night, I found an article where this lady found a recipe box at a flea market of all things. But here's what she's thankful for. She's thankful that World War II is over and she does not have to ration sugar and food for Thanksgiving. And the interesting thing that happened to her in 1949 was she won a gold ribbon at the Phibbsville Festival for her cornbread dressing. And this is a part of the scrapbook paper that I'm using for this. Little cut-off sheets here. This was things I love, and this is a belly band. And I love my family. I love to cook. I love the holidays in my home. And these are 10 things that she doesn't want to forget. I have to list those yet. But I put those all together. And I've got a belly band that actually slipped off of here in my, like that, and then it fits in the envelope tab in here, like that. And there's 7 pages. We did Fanny yesterday, and actually we were looking up the Mitzi and Nina, I think, were looking up the name of the meaning of the name, and I might put that, I might slip that in here someplace. But this is Finley's and Franklin, and then the oldest daughter is Felicia, and then I got a couple more boys and a little girl. I don't remember their names right offhand. But that's the book we're working on with Becky. And I want to put a black ribbon or something down in there. So I'm making clusters because that's an expandable journal. I can make clusters for it. And so here I am making clusters. We're going to tear this diagonally this way if I can. Get a, I think this is a plastic coated paper. I don't know if it'll tear. Yeah, here we go. And we're going to put this one on here. Now some of that brown and orange ribbon would look nice on this. Brown and the orange rickrack. On here. Let's cut it right about in. Frustration. Right there. Maybe about like that. And let's take that same white thread that I have here. And I think I'll cut a slit in this. Right there. And thread it through that way. What time is it? 6:51. I can only go until 7:30 this morning. It's not cutting it. I shared some interesting articles where one out of the Country magazine about spending Thanksgiving with your grandparents, and the other one was finding that recipe box at the flea market. It just goes, one was growing up on Grandpa's farm and raising pumpkins. I'm going to put another staple in that just to hold it. I could put a little dab of glue on it if I could find my glue stick. Oh, I buried it someplace. I'm going to staple it. I think that will hold it. So we got 3 clusters made, and I've got one more here, and I've got this one for the silverware. Let's put, I think that will show up better on this. And this one will probably show up better here. So I was going through magazines last night looking for food and recipes, images that could go with a Thanksgiving dinner. And I found a lot, to tell you the truth. All right, so this, we're going to put this way, I think, and do another tear right here. This way. And put that like that. And I like the orange and brown rickrack, orange rickrack. It's kind of a wide rickrack. And some brown ribbon. Let's do it like this. I bury stuff on the desk here. All right, then I'm tying, I'm gonna have to make another slit, maybe right in there. And another tie. I think I'll have enough for 5 of them. That needs to be longer. When did I do that? Right there. And yeah, I'm really using my tiny attacher this morning now. Now I'm sailing. Thank you, Laura. Thank you, Laura Vasquez. I don't know what I'd do without you guys. I don't know what I'd do without you all. I think I buried my little glue stick that was out here. I don't know where it's at now. I buried it someplace on this desk. Here. Let's put a dab of glue on this one. Too bad they can't refill these. All right. The last one is this, and you know I've got this orange tab here. Doesn't quite show up. Oh, like that maybe. It's a big cluster. Let's tear this down a little, like that. Let's rip this off. Like that. And let's go for this is red seam binding. We need the tie. Let's keep it the same with the rickrack and brown ribbon. Rickrack and piece of brown ribbon. Now let's put this together first. And then we'll tie it. I think I will make a slit here. It needs to be a longer piece though. What time is it? It's a little after 7. Dee Dee Willingham comes on at 7:30 my time, 8:30 Eastern. Oops, I almost pulled that all the way through. Put a little dab of that glue on this one too. The bow's a little lopsided here. Get around there. That'll have to dry. Okay, so I have 5 knife and fork clusters here. I'm pretty happy with those. 5 of them. You can't see them very well because I don't have a sheet of paper down. Let's get a sheet of paper so you can see them better. There we go. I'm kind of zoomed in on these, but I wanted you to see them. This one goes this way. This one lost its bow. Oh, I didn't. I got frustrated and said I'll just leave it. Move it up a little. Let me zoom out a little. Oh, there. There we go. So there are those. I got kind of a late start on these this morning. Let me set these over to the side if I can. And let's see what else I have to make clusters. I have Thanksgiving. I've got tomatoes. Oh, let's do a couple of these sign ones. Cinnamon sticks. I'm going to buy some real cinnamon sticks. And I got the trays. We'll do those another time. I won't have time to do them all this morning. I got some tomatoes. We're going to do the signs. And the Thanksgiving. Supermarket. Fountain. Bottled drinks and tobacco and confectionery. Coffee, 5 cents a cup. Ice, 10 cents a cup. This is just an old clock. There's a picture above it, but it looks like it's up. Oh, no, it goes like this. I'll save that for something else. Mercantile. Fresh produce and fresh cut flowers. And that's the dressing recipe. And what else do I have here? Oh, I got another silverware one. We'll have to do that. Let's work on these. Let's do these first. Coffee, fresh brewed. 5 cents a cup. Ice, 10 cents a block. I could do these all morning. I could make these all morning. And we're going to do our silverware one here too. Finish up our silverware ones. Oh, let's do that one right away. And I guess I'm going to have to tear another metallic because I want them to match. Oh, this metallic's hard to tear unless you give it a start. This came in my earbuds case. I like the torn edges, as you can tell. Actually, I should put it down on the back of this. Let's tear this one a little smaller. Put it like that, on here. Maybe up a little. Let's tear this edge. Sorry I'm not chatting. I kind of want to get some clusters done here. All right. I'm going to put that rickrack on there. Rickrack and brown ribbon, so that'll go down in here. So I'm going to staple these a little up. And let's do a little snip of orange ribbon. Rickrack, I mean, and a little snip of that brown, wherever that went off to. And I don't know if I have enough of that white thread left. I just got a little piece. I won't get a bow out of it. And we're just going to tie this one in a knot because I don't have enough to do a bow. And there we go. We'll make that for our 6th one. And now we have ice, 10 cents a block. And this is a Ladybug ATC that I made. That would go with a darker piece, like the supermarket one. Now, I can either glue these in there or bobby pin them or this one could almost be a bobby pin cluster embellishment. Let's save that one off. Alrighty, let's see what I have here. I've got my coffee and my ice. What do I want for a base? Let's do some of that ticking. These are pretty big clusters. I want the ticking to show. Like that, I think. And what else? Piece of rickrack on there. Or a piece of ribbon. Down at the bottom, I think. Let's staple these. And we're going to go with this and this again. Use it up. That's what you get it for, is to use up. And let's go for a I think I like it there. I'm going to do it there. Fiddle around with it too much. Just staple it in there. I like that. So we still got 5 cents a cup on fresh coffee. Don't know if I like the blue. What else do I have here? Got this piece of red hanging out here. Let's staple that together. And well, I threw with my little scissors and a piece of that ribbon. So Becky is going to come on at 10 this morning. She's going to be working on her diorama at Beck's Creations. Good morning, Anne. These are a little bit larger cluster than these two are a little larger. All of these three are a little larger than what, well, this one I don't have put together. So they may go on one of the opposite pages, but I like the signs. Let's do the fresh cut flower one. I got time for it, and this one could be a thinner one. Trouble is, I want the ticking to show. Let's do it this way and put this on top over here. Like that. I kind of like that, only maybe over a little. Like that. And Mary. I must have got those at an auction because, oh look, I got another silverware one. Let's hurry and do this one. What is it? 7:22. I got enough time. I don't know if I got any more metallic paper. Boo! Could put it on. Hold it. Could put it on a black trash sack. And what else do I have in here? That will be an odd one out. Here's a little piece of yellow rickrack. I saw a piece in there I thought I wanted. No, I guess not. Here's Mary frantically looking through her scraps for the right thing to put on that as a base. Oh, look, we've got some of these cupcake things. Not finding what I want in there. I've got some of those I'm saving for belly bands, so got a scrap of that fabric. This one will be a little bit different. This is a trash bag that Lori wrapped up my auction haul stuff in, and I've been using it in my art. Let's use this. And let's use a piece of this that I used on my journal. This is kind of fallish. Let's use a piece over here. Oh, look, there's some little girls on there. I didn't see those. Oh, those are cute. Let's get those out of here. I didn't see the little girls on here, the little people on this fabric. I didn't see that. Right in there. Well, that might have to be a cluster by itself. Or maybe I can get it up like that. It needs a base. I did not see that. I need a base. I need a base. I need a base. Blue? A blue base? I don't want to cover up my little girls. They almost have to be a cluster to themselves. They're little girls on this fabric, little stick figure girls right in there. Well, that means I wanted to do something for that. Cupcake thing. I'm not feeling that one here. We can use this. I'm not feeling this one. I'm not I think I'm going to stop because Dee Dee's going to be on and I'll have to do these other two in the morning. Let's do a quick show and tell here of the ones I did get done. I did go through and let me zoom out. Through some of my magazines I was talking about earlier today. So I might do a few clusters tomorrow morning when I come on. All right, but we did get quite a few of these done. These are the silverware ones, and they will go in my recipe book. I got 5 of those, 6 of those done, and 1 coming. So I'll have 1 silverware cluster for each. I think I have 7 pages, the mother and the father and 5 kids. So I'm glad I found that other silverware piece. It will become another cluster. I think I got some more metallic. And then I have these sign ones. And this is one in the making. And that one's in the making. Those are in the making. Let's get these out of the way. And I got frustrated with loading that stapler this morning. I'm getting this, setting it up for a thumbnail here. I'm kind of pushing stuff out of the way. So these are the ones I did get done, quite a few really. 2 signs, the coffee and the ice, and 6 silverware ones. Let me center this a little bit more. I got stuff over to the side, and I opened Becky sent me a Happy Mail pumpkin card, bless her heart. Becky sent this. It's going to go in my journal. Happy Halloween. Happy crafting. And then she's got those beautiful pumpkins. She does such a good job. So thank you all for coming. Have a really good day. Becky will be on at 10 Eastern, 9 Central. She's going to be working in her diorama. Aunt Beck comes on at, well, she's probably on, not Aunt Beck, Dee Dee Willingham comes on now. She's probably online now. She comes on at 8:30 Eastern on Wednesdays. So I'm going to have a good morning because I'm going to get to watch Dee Dee and Becky this morning. Have a great day, everybody, and make it a memory. Bye. Thank you guys for putting up with me this morning. I did get quite a few done, though, didn't I? Yeah. All right. Bye. Mary, will you have a playlist for the pre-hop videos? Yes, I will. I want to get that done. I got some more things for my own diorama that I'm going to show. I might work on that this afternoon, Becky. If I don't get it done this afternoon, I'll get it done tomorrow. Okay, everybody. Bye. Have a great day. And Jude, thank you for the super chat. Oh, a link for Dee Dee? Do you need a link for Dee Dee Willingham? Let me... Probably by the time I get it, everybody else will have it here, but let me go get the link. There you go. That's to Dee Dee Willingham's channel. Let me type it in here for the replay. There we go. You're welcome, Jacqueline. Have a great day, everybody. See you there. Bye.